What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. All right, guys, back once again. You know how we do every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We get together and talk about a few topics concerning the fishing industry, whether we're the ones out there competing or maybe we hear a little something out here in these YouTube streets. As always, please drop a 1 in the comments whenever you come in. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. And we're going to get straight into the meat of the topic for this evening. And it's going to be kind of a combination, guys. We're going to follow up on a topic that we discussed last week with our partner, Chris Zaldain, and some other interesting things that have been taking place out here in some of these tournaments, guys. And of course, I want to give a big shout out to the Money Team. Those are the members of the channel. I kind of neglected you guys last week, and I got some messages from everybody like, "Hey, man, what's going on? You didn't read my message. I mean, where's the love? Where's the love?" So yeah, I got to show you some love this week, guys. And also, just bear with me real quick. I need to hop over here and check on the Facebook crew. Make sure you guys are live and in action because I know you want to participate too. All right, so here we go. Let me just double check on you guys. All right, there we go. Big shout out to the Facebook crew. You guys are live and in action, so feel free to hop into the chat. All right, guys, so the format of the show for anybody that is just tuning in, each week we get together here live, 8 p.m. Eastern, and this is a very live and interactive show, guys. So we have the live chat. Want to give a big shout out to the chat. Let's see who we have checking in real quick. We have South Georgia Bassin. What's going on? Member of the Money Team. Really appreciate you for tuning in. And of course, we have the big dog. We have Joe Winkler, a very, very big, strong supporter and member of the Money Team. Always, getting in here, getting active in the chat. Really appreciate that. And he is the sponsor of several of these live streams and also our On the Water live streams that we do, guys. If you are interested in seeing some live fishing with a lot of action, make sure you search Money Bass Battle of the Anglers on YouTube and drop a comment in there if you go and check it out after watching this live stream, guys. Really appreciate that. All right, so yeah, I'll be in the chat. So the chat, make sure you hop in there, introduce yourselves. You never know who is watching, what kind of friends you may meet in there. And what we do here, guys, is we kind of exchange thoughts, opinions, and suggestions on some of these topics that we discuss. So by the end of this live stream, you are going to actually disagree with yourself on some of the ways that you feel about some of these topics. So that would be, you're thinking like, I don't believe you on that one. How are you going to make that happen? But hey, it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. So make sure you guys get active in the comments. The other thing, I will be pulling up a few video clips, and what we do is just kind of review those. Then we just throw our own special sauce on that, guys. So hop in the comments. Let me know what you think. How you would have handled these situations. And the other thing, I have polls that I would drop throughout the show. Now, what these polls do is just kind of gauge the room, and it's kind of a representation of you guys, the guys and gals that are out here watching, and just kind of what you think about the topic that we will be discussing. And let's go ahead and drop this first poll. And then once I do that, let me just go ahead and share the screen. Like I said, there we go. We will hop right into it this evening, guys. Gonna make this one kind of, try to make it a little different. We're gonna approach it from a different kind of perspective than what you see on some of the other podcasts. But hey, big shout out to everybody that is out there doing their thing on YouTube, guys. We're all fellow fishermen, just out here to have a good time. All right, so this first poll, we're gonna gauge the room. I want to know, let's see, how many of you guys are tournament fishermen? How many of you guys are tournament fishermen? All right, so do you fish tournaments? Yes or no? And like I said, this is just kind of gauge the room and kind of see what type of comments we may be expecting throughout the show, guys. All right, so do you, all right, hold on, just bear with me. Fish tournaments. And this can be crappie tournaments, striper tournaments. I mean, of course, walleye tournaments, bass tournaments. Do you fish tournaments at all? Any type of tournaments? And if the answer is yes, just drop the type of tournaments that you fish in the chat. All right, so the poll question, we'll keep the answers quick and simple as usual. So we'll go with yes or no on this one. So do you fish tournaments? That poll is live and in action. All right, so like I said, I will keep up with you guys a little bit more in the chat this time, since, you know, I kind of neglected you last week. All right, so I want to give a big shout out to Clint Perry. Clint Perry says Tulsa is here. All right, then we have Dennis Williams says, hey, Money, what's going on? Really appreciate you for tuning in. All right, let's see who else we have. Wait a minute. What is this? We have Jay Ferg. Says live from Japan. Oh, yeah, guys, we're worldwide. Look at that. Look at that. Making some things happen. All right. Clint giving a shout out to Japan, too. All right. Shout out to Joe Winkler once again. All right. So I'm just cruising through here, seeing what else is going on. All right, so Dennis says, no, I'm not a tournament fisherman. You know, I kind of like the pleasure side of things. I want to get out there, relax, enjoy the sunrise, sunset, all of that good stuff. All right, there we go. South Georgia Bassin says, oh, yeah, I'm a BFL co-angler. I'm out here on the co-angler side of things. Big shout out to South Georgia Bassin. And, you know, we're going to be talking about this co-angler thing too, guys. That'll be a topic that maybe we'll talk about maybe tomorrow, Thursday. What do you guys think? All right, so shout out to Pale Rider, says Grand Lake here. All right, and of course, everybody knows CT. We have Cerebral Tackle checking in, giving a shout out to Joe Winkler. And one more, let's see who else we have. We have Real Talk Bassing checking in, BFL Co-Angler Great Lakes Division. All right, so we have some tournament fishermen checking in. And let's see, so for the poll, make sure you guys continue to get active in the poll. We can get a few more participants in here. But right now, we're looking at 73% of you are saying yes, that you are tournament fishermen. And also, can't forget this, guys. You have to show me some love on the likes throughout the show. You know what? It really does help the ratings of the show. Gets us pushed out there a little bit more. All right. So if you haven't yet, please, just kind of scroll down there and tap that like button for me. It is free. Doesn't cost anything. All right. So let me share this screen. And first, what we're going to do is just go over a quick update for you guys that, watched last week's live stream where there was an incident, kind of an incident where Chris Zaldain kind of eased in on some locals that were fishing, and they had a kind of exchange of words. So, man, it seems like that kind of blew up to its own thing out there, guys. So there was a lot of opinions on this side, that side, and Chris Zaldain kind of came back and I don't know if he necessarily apologized but he did, do a follow-up with that. So that's what we're going to take a look at first, guys. And then we're going to get into some other things that were a lot more heated than that particular situation. So yeah, we're going to get into it, guys. All right, so bear with me. Let me just share my screen real quick. All right, so there we go, guys. Does anybody know who that gentleman is right there? Does anybody know? Anybody in the chat, does anybody know who that gentleman is right there? Let me see. I'm looking. I'm waiting. I'm looking in the chat. Just want to see if anybody knows the name. If you know the name, just drop it in the chat. Come on, guys. There is a little delay, but let me check. Okay. All right. I see it coming in. Big shout out to Luke Duncan, guys. All right, there we go. And a big shout out to, here we go, John Humphrey says, oh, yeah, that's Luke Duncan. So, yeah, recently Luke Duncan was on the Bilge podcast. And for anybody who does not know, Luke Duncan has his own podcast, his own live stream that he does on YouTube. And also Chris and Trait Zaldain. So he was a guest on that podcast. And hey, I watch both of their shows, guys. I will put a link in the description. So make sure you go and check it out. It was a great conversation. They covered a lot of different topics. But for us, we're just going to play a quick little snippet on here. And that's what we're going to just look at as the follow-up to the situation that took place last week. And like I said, we'll get into some other things. All right, so let's just listen in real quick and see what Chris Zaldain, followed up and said about his incident that took place.
GoPro from that. I think hindsight, like as a professional angler, you got to show professionalism, right? I don't think I particularly did in this case, but I say it all the time, and I didn't go, I didn't follow suit with what I've been preaching. And I think the biggest thing, like you did, is when you dump a trolling motor in the water, is make sure you communicate. Just communicate. Yeah. Speak facts. Okay, I've been here for 3 days, 4 days, or whatever it is. And then be courteous and say, hey, man, do you mind? This is on the line, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. In my case, I didn't. I don't know. I was in the zone, blah, blah, blah. And
that would be the only thing I would say to you, like critically, is just, yeah, because if he's there first, even if he's not in the tournament, I get that. And dude, we're all adults.
Yep.
So adult language comes into play, like adult conversations, like he's cussing.
All right. So there we go, guys. So just wanted to give a quick update to that. So if anybody, was wondering how he really felt about that, or did he think back on how things happened? So, he kind of owned up to the situation and said there were some things that could have been done a little bit better. So, I mean, we all kind of make mistakes out there every once in a while. So, what do you guys think? Big shout out to Chris and Trait Zaldain over there at the Bilge podcast. And also make sure you guys check out Luke Duncan. I mean, both of those podcasts are a lot bigger than mine. So not that they need a shout out from little old partner Money Bass, but hey, thought I'd throw that in there for you. All right, so let's see what else you guys are talking about in the chat. What is going on? All right, hey, listen, you guys have to make sure you catch these while we are live. I know sometimes you can go back and watch the replay and see some of the chat, but the chat, this is the best chat on YouTube, guys. So although you will see a lot of differences of opinions, they are always on the respectable side. Kinda. We keep it live over here, guys. We have some fun with it. All right, but yeah, make sure you hop in the chat and introduce yourselves, guys. All right, so the next clip that I'm going to play, it's going to start getting into what we're going to be discussing tonight. And just so everybody knows, the poll results. We'll go ahead and kick that off now with the poll results. Okay, so do you fish tournaments? So once again, this is just to kind of gauge the room and see what you guys, what activities you are into. If you're here just to, see what's going on, or, are you into the tournament scene? So we have 71% of you guys are saying that you do fish tournaments. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get things rolling. All right, so this is a live show once again, guys. So just bear with me as I change this out. Share my screen, and we will hop right into this next clip, guys. All right, so here we go. All right, and once the other thing, this is going to be kind of a follow-up because I played a snippet from this last week, and I do want you guys to hear a little bit more and see a little more of what your partner Brian Latimer had to say on this topic, because he had an incident that was, I would say it was kind of similar to the incident with Chris Zaldain, but in this case, he was dealing with another competitor. How would you guys handle that? All right, so hold on just a second. Let's go ahead and listen in and see how Brian Latimer, what his thoughts are on this topic.
I share this is, I think, is in a positive light. I pull up to my spot and I just asked the guy, I was like, hey, dude, look, I'm in 14th place. This is the only place I got to fish. What are we going to do? It's, I just asked him, what are we going to do? And I was thankful enough that, and the guy's name is Dennis Fiddler, I think is how you say his last name. Dennis Fiddler. He was 2 places behind me in the standings. I was 14th, he was 16th. So he had just as much room to make the cut as I did. Typically, if the guy's way back in the standings, what you would like to happen is for the guy higher in the standings to take the area or have the best shot at it. That would be my opinion, right? Not the black and white here. But Dennis was willing to let me come in and fish right beside him on this point.
Wow. So check that out, guys. Big shout out to Brian Latimer. All right, so basically what he has said is he has been fishing this location, and it has put him in 14th place. And this video was done a while back, and I do remember whenever he put this out, he was doing pretty well. He was in 14th place, and I think he said the competitor that he noticed that was in the same spot that he had been fishing was sitting in about 16th place. So now he's like, man, that's where my fish are at. I can possibly move up in the standings a little bit, cash a little bit more of a bigger check. So he's like, hey, let me just go ahead and have a conversation with him. So whenever you are in this type of position, guys, these guys are doing it for a living. So for me, my mindset isn't quite there yet. If I see somebody on the spot, I'm going to just ease on by and go find another one. But you have some checks on the line. And a lot of these guys know each other, and they return those favors sometimes. So, hey, he just figured like, hey, let me ease on in here and have a conversation. Maybe the guy say, come on over here, let's catch them together. You just never know. But when there's money on the line, maybe it's worth putting that, just putting it out there. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so let's take a look. And I want you to see when he says he asked the guy, could he come in and fish with him? Watch how close they are actually fishing with each other. Not to mention, he pulls in and he's catching fish.
Worm?
And he caught another fish.
This was the better ones I had in a while.
He had fished the area the day before, and he caught some of his wade fish there too. And I caught all of mine there, and I kind of got out of there. Didn't want anybody to see me there. So somewhere through the day on day one, he caught some fish there too. Couple things. Number one, thank you, Dennis, for letting me come in that area, because he had every right since he was the first boat. That's the whole reason we flop numbers in flights. Just so guys have a fair. If I got there first one day, the next guy that want to get there gets first the second day. It's the whole reason we have flights, and we swap it around. So he had every right to say, no, I'm fishing this today, and I would have had to tuck it and go. I mean, he let me fish in there.
Wow. Okay, so there we go, guys. So I just wanted to drop that in there so you guys can kind of hear, just some different points of view from this. And from what I've seen in a lot of the comments from the videos that I have put out, and also on some of the other live streams and videos that have come out on this topic, the way that he handled it is ideally how you want to handle that situation. So yeah, he would have been a little disappointed. The guy was like, nah, man, get out of here. These are my fish. Get out of here. Go find your own catfish and try to catch those. So yeah, he would have been disappointed, but you heard him. He was like, hey, it kind of comes with the game. You don't want to ease in on somebody like that. And, without asking. All right. So that's Brian Latimer's thoughts on that. And I'm still watching in the chat, guys. Like I said, I'm going to show a little more love to the Money Team. Big shout out to the Money Team. Those are the members of the channel, guys. If you are interested in becoming a member of the channel and supporting, maybe you like the topics, you like what you're seeing here and all that good stuff, just click the join button down below. It'll, there's a little video that'll give you some information about some of the perks that come along with that. One of which you will have a badge next to your name. And throughout the live streams, whenever I get behind in the comments, it's easy for me to just pull up the members of the live stream. The members of the channel that are in the live stream. All right, like South Georgia Bass, and big shout out to South Georgia Bass. And what does South Georgia Bass say? Just flat out common sense courtesy. Okay, all right. So yeah, you would think that there's common sense out here in a lot of cases, but you just never know. Sometimes that adrenaline is flowing and you may just lose sight of you may just lose sight. Guys, listen, I'm in the chat too. You have to forgive me a little bit, but I want to give a big shout out. We have Steve Clanton checking in. All right, guys. He says, was looking forward to taking your money tomorrow. Oh my goodness. You may be wondering, what is Steve Clanton talking about? Shout out to Bass Pro. Shout out to Bass Pro Shops. If you're looking for a boat, make sure you hit up Steve Clanton over there at the Bass Pro Shops. But we had another Battle of the Anglers, that live fishing that I was telling you guys about. If you want to see the format, which I know you guys will love, we have been getting a lot of good feedback about it, but just search Money Bass Battle of the Anglers and you will see there is an episode where you'll see Steve Clanton in there doing his thing too. But he's like, oh yeah, Money Bass, I'm looking for some revenge. I want to see you out on the lake. So we had one scheduled for tomorrow, but we had to postpone that. So hopefully we'll be able to do that next week. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you will receive the notification when we are back on the lake live, guys. So it is definitely a lot of fun. There's crowd participation. We're going over the comments. We have a commentator, all of that good stuff. It's a great time, guys. All right, so let me hop back into the chat real quick. Like I said, let me show you guys a little bit of love. For anybody that is catching this on the replay, make sure you tune in on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. That is when we are live and in action. You can hop into the chat. Never know who you're going to meet. Could meet your next fishing buddy out here in the chat, guys. And also you can participate in the polls. I go through here, pull up some of your comments, see what you guys are thinking out here. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, I see you guys having some fun networking in the chat. Good deal. All right, but yeah, big shout out to Steve Clanton, guys. All right, so I have another clip that I'm going to play. Now, this is going to be a take on kind of what some of these clips are going to be about whole buzzards. Shout out to the whole buzzards. Does anybody in the chat know what a whole buzzard is? I'm looking for some definitions. We're gonna do some tutorials this evening. So who knows what a whole buzzard is? If you know what a whole buzzard is, drop it in the chat. Let's see if you can get it right. And if you get it right, you will win a worm. One worm that will be shipped to you for $19.95 shipping and handling. All right, guys. All right, just joking. No prizes, but just make sure you get active in the chat. Let's see who else we have going on. What else we have going on in here, guys? Wait a minute. Big shout out to, who is that? Stephen Evans says he gifted 1 Money Bash membership. Big shout out to the Money Team. Gotta give some props for Stephen Evans. Am I saying that right? Has gifted 1 Money Bash membership. So now, if you notice that you have a badge next to your name and you didn't have one before, hey, you got to show him some Southern hospitality. You got to give him a shout out and say thank you for the gifted membership, because now you are a member of the Money Team. Big shout out to that. Really, really appreciate the support of the channel. All right, so let's see. I'm hopping back into the chat, guys. You guys have me cracking up. All right, so let's see what John Humphreys have to say. He says, I'll give a tournament angler the spot if they are courteous. All right, so he says, he's like, hey, I'm out here. I'm just enjoying life. I'm having some fun out here on the lake. If a tournament angler comes up, I know he has some money on the line. I'm just out here looking for my PB, but I'll give him a spot. I'll ease on over if you ask kindly. You got to have some Southern hospitality with your questioning and your comments whenever you come and ask me, can you fish my spot? That's what all John wants. So big shout out to John. All right, so Dennis Williams says, B-Lat's a class act. Oh, yeah, big shout out to B-Lat. Not that he needs a shout out from my channel either, but make sure you guys go and check out B-Lat. He has some great content over there as well. All right, let's see what else we have. Who is this? We have Get Your Fish On. I think he might be a fellow YouTuber. I think I've seen a little content over there. All right, so big shout out to Get Your Fish On. He says, wanted to say hello all. All right, really appreciate you for stopping by. All right, so he says, glad to finally get to watch a live stream live. Oh, yeah. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Just slide on over here. See what we're talking about. Hop in the chat, make some new friends. You never know. You never know what is going on. All right, let's see, guys. Let's see. I'm just going through the chat real quick. Like I said, I am going to show the chat some love. Anybody that takes the time to tune into the live, I gotta give some credit where credit is due. So really, really appreciate that. And wait a minute. I'm talking about giving credit where credit is due. I gotta give a shout out to Mr. Evans again, because that actually makes him the sponsor of tonight's live stream. And what that means, if you take a look at the screen, there was a banner that was scrolling down there. And what that banner says is thank you to the sponsor of the show, which is now Stephen. I think I'm saying that right. Stephen Evans. All right, so let's change that up. How about that? He has gifted a membership. So somebody out there is a new member of the Money Team. So I want to give a big welcome. All right, so there we go. So if you could put Mr. Evans in the chat. All right, really, really appreciate that. So now if you take a look at the bottom of the screen, it now says special thank you so much to the sponsor of the show, Stephen Evans. All right, so really, really appreciate you. All right, so let's hop back into the comments real quick as I share my screen. And we're going to take a look at the next video clip. Now, this one is going to be a video that actually I had put together a while back, and it was going over whole buzzards, because it seems as though that is a situation, an issue that is not going anywhere anytime soon. All right, so now let's hop back into the polls real quick before we play this next clip. So here we go. Let me get that queued up for you. Add that up here. Bam. There we go, guys. All right, so now this next poll question. So my answer to this, well, actually, let me put the poll up here first. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. All right, so this next poll question is going to be, have you ever asked someone to share the area they are fishing? So let's say you may or may not have seen them catching fish, but maybe you have been fishing there before and you're like, hey man, I really, really need these fish. Don't normally do this, but can I ease on over there? Can I catch 1 or 2 fish over here real quick? I just need to get my limit together. Just got to get a limit together. So have you ever asked another fisherman to fish the area they are currently fishing? right, just bear with me, guys. All right, and so the way that I worded this is, have you ever asked another angler to fish the same area? So hopefully you guys get the gist of that. It's just kind of a representation of what you have already been seeing going on in these clips. All right, so have you ever done that? And that poll is live and in action. So make sure you guys continue to participate and hit that like button. Let me just take a look and see. Are you treating me right on my likes? Oh my goodness. My likes are a little famished. The ribs are showing a little bit. Can I get, probably just need about 7 or 8 more likes. Can I get 7 or 8 more likes, guys? All right, so now this video clip that we're going to take a look at next is kind of my I put my special touch, my special sauce on a video where we talked about some hole buzzards. Hole buzzards, like what is that? What is going on with the hole buzzards? All right, so let's listen in and just listen to my rendition of the situation with hole buzzards, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised you even having me on because we hate each other so much now, right? Because we hate each other so much now, right?
He did not just, did you just say that?
And you called me over to your boat and you said that I'm starting on the spot where you caught him yesterday.
What?
At the same time, I felt like there was a lot of factors and a lot of gray area that pissed me off.
I'm so mad.
You were right. I was right. You might have been wrong. I might have been wrong. But we had differing opinions on something that's a very big gray area in tournament bass fishing.
What is going on?
Like, what is going on?
How did all of this get started? Let's go straight to Milliken Fishing's Facebook page. Sometimes you're the dog. Sometimes you're the bone.
Bones. Bones.
Sometimes you get boned by the dog.
No.
Day 2 at the Bass Nation Open didn't go as planned. Wasn't able to get on my day 1 juice. Then plans B through Z didn't work either. The bright side was definitely all of the incredible MFers that showed up to support. Hey, I think I might be an MFer.
How do you know?
I've been following his channel since before he quit his job and became a full-time YouTuber.
Are you serious?
I watch a lot of his videos, and I've been rooting for him since he started the Bassmaster Opens.
I can respect that.
If you scroll. All right. There we go. Let's stop it right there, guys. All right. So that was my rendition of hole buzzards. Let me just take a look real quick. Here we go. This is what I wanted to play. Let's take a look at this last little section real quick. Cue that up for you. All right, here we go. What do you guys think? Hole buzzard. What is a hole buzzard? What is a hole buzzard?
Buzzard.
If you're out fishing, you're catching fish. Someone sees you catching those fish. They ease right over to where you're at. Try to strike up a conversation.
Catch anything?
And before you know it, they're fishing where you were fishing at. Hole buzzards. Don't you just hate it?
Buzzard.
Not a good look. All right, there we go. Shout out to me. Shout out to your partner Money Bass. So yeah, that was my rendition of what a hole buzzard is. They just ease right over to you. Hey, you're catching anything? Can I catch something with you? All right. So now let's hop in here and take a look. Actually, what I want to do, let's just hop right over to one of the main clips that I wanted to show you guys. Now, this one gets heated quick. I mean, it goes from 0 to 100 like that. And I mean, the way he did it, the way he does it, it's just so sneaky. It's just so sneaky, guys. Hold on. Let me get this queued up for you real quick. We're going to check that poll and see how you guys are answering on that poll. All right. So just bear with me. Like I said, this is a live show every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We get together and go over some interesting topics, conversations. Okay, here we go. Got that queued up. Oh yeah. So this is going to be a good one, guys. And if you have seen this clip or know of this situation, man, they were naming names. He says his names. He says, I don't care if your mama, oh my goodness. He said, I don't care if your mama made the spot. Get out of here. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, let's take a look at this poll again. All right, so right now, the current poll. Did I put the poll up? Okay, there we go. All right, so here we go. Have you ever asked another angler to fish the same area? Okay. So we have 32% of you have said yes, that you have eased on in and asked another angler, hey, can I pull in, can I pull on in here and catch 1 or 2 fish real quick? All right. And then we have 68% of you have said no. All right, guys, what I'm going to do, like I said, this is a live show, very interactive. All right, what I'm going to do is drop the call-in link. So this call-in link is a segment of the show where I'll drop a link in the chat. You can click that link, make sure your camera is on. So that means make sure you are cammed up. And we will do a quick mic check, make sure we can hear you okay and see you okay. And just want to hear some of your thoughts, opinions on these topics that we're talking about. And if anybody that has answered yes to this question, have you ever asked another angler to fish the same area? If you answered yes to that, I just need at least 1 or 2 of you to hit the call-in link. I know sometimes you guys are shy, but we'll see. We'll see if anybody feels like talking tonight. All right, so this call-in link, all right, is in the chat. So all you do is just click that link and, it'll put you backstage. I can pull you up. Like I said, do a quick mic check. Make sure your video is up. And then we want to hear what you have to say. But I want to hear some stories about somebody pulling up saying, hey, partner, I see you catching 1 or 2 fishes over there. Can I ease on in there and get me 1 or 2 and head on out? I want to see how it's done. I've just never done it before. Never done it before. All right, so I want to hop back into the chat because I did see somebody in here that needed some special acknowledgement. Let's see. Where did it go? Where did it go? All right, hold on. Just bear with me, guys. Like I said, I have to show some love tonight on this live stream. All right, there we go. Uh-oh, guys. Big shout out to, let me make sure I get it right. Big shout out to our partner, Big Ivy Fishing. What does Big Ivy have to say? And also, big shout out to the Money Team. He is a member of the Money Team, always live and in action, getting active in the chat, always participating in the poll. So really, really appreciate it. He says, Money, I came in first place in my Bass Nation tournament on this Sunday. Everybody, hey, somebody drop BI Fishing in the chat. Just drop BI in the chat. Big shout out to Big Ivy Fishing. All right, so what was the weight? I mean, give us a little bit of information in the chat. What was the weight that you caught? How many fish did you have? What was your weight? Give us some details. Let us know. I mean, hop in here and use this as a brag board. So really, really appreciate that. All right, so let's see, guys. All right, so what we're about to take a look at is this clip. Now, like I said, this clip goes from 0, well, not 0 to 100. You'll see the way that he kind of eases into it, and then bam! I mean, it's like he just slaps the guy in the face with his reaction and his comments that he has to say. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let me go ahead and get this a little bit bigger for you guys. All right, so now, and what I want you guys to do is think of this as you are this person that you see on this boat. You're out here minding your own business. You're just fishing. You're like, hey, nice sunny day. Have a few clouds in the sky. I've been catching me a 2, 3, 4 pounder or 2 every now and then. Just having a great time out here. And I see somebody in the distance. Let's go ahead and see. Let's take a look at it, guys. Where is it at? All right, here we go. Let's see. He's throwing a crankbait, just enjoying the day. Somebody's easing in on him. What did you see me say earlier? He's just easing up in there, just easing in on it. Are you catching any?
What's your name? You. You, where you from? Texas. Texas. Yes, sir. What part of Texas? Conroe. Where's Conroe? North of Houston. Okay. How'd you do on the first day? Watch him fucking smash him right here.
Oh my goodness. Did you hear what he said? All right, so somebody's just easing in like, hey, buddy, I'm just over here to talk. But it's kind of odd for somebody to do that when they know you are in a tournament. So he eases up. He's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? How was your day? What's your name? Where you from? Oh, you're from Texas? Okay, you're in Alabama now. You're in Alabama. So let me tell you how we handle things over here in Alabama. So, he's asking him his name. Said, how did you do on the first day? And he was like, hey, man, I watched the guy smash him here. I was fishing here. So I guess he wasn't able to get in on his spot, which he's there now. So maybe, as Brian Latimer said earlier, they flip-flop those boat numbers. So maybe he was able to get to where he wanted to ease on in here and catch his fish. But there's a local guy. He's coming on in here, and maybe he has some things that he wants to say. So let's listen in. He just told him, hey, I watched somebody smash him here yesterday.
Yeah, the guy that led? Yeah, he fucking stole it from me. Do what? He stole it from me.
Oh, did you hear what he said? Now, I know some of you don't like it when I stop it, and start it, but just for the people in the back, just need to make sure you know what's going on. So the guy that you see standing up fishing says, yeah, he mentions the person's name that may have been in that area, but he also had found the area, but that guy isn't there this day. So he eased on in there and he's doing a little fishing. But the guy that is driving the boat, he says he stole it from me. So he's saying that somebody else was in the same spot, but he stole it from him. So that was his spot. And apparently he can't fish it because there's somebody sitting on it, catching fish. All right, let's listen in, guys. Let's keep listening in.
Oh, there's, man. That's a pretty big spot, man. He found can I tell you something? I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, man. I think it's bullshit the way y'all pull in on people. I don't know this little guy over here, but that's bullshit. Y'all know.
I tried pulling up on the spot.
Well, I don't care. I'm just telling you, I'll do circles around you all day if you don't leave. And I don't know this guy, but I've watched him catch some, and that's bullshit. Sir. And you can tell everybody that Ryan.
Okay, all right. So I have to. So this is a kind of a controversial spot right here. So I'm gonna kind of skip past this part because he says a name, but we don't know if he's actually the person's name that he's claiming to be. He could be saying somebody else's name. So let me just kind of skip through that just a quick second. Hold on, just bear with me, guys. So yeah, there we go. All right, so now let's finish listening to what he's saying.
On you, so you can either leave or I'm gonna make your day hell. And go get fish reasonable space.
I fished this spot yesterday.
I don't give a shit if your mother made the spot.
Oh my goodness. Call the cops. He said, I don't care if your mama made the spot. Oh my goodness. I don't care if your mama made the spot. He said, hey buddy, I already found the spot. I was fishing here. I don't care if your mama made the spot. Get out of here. So he is not negotiating. This is non-negotiable. So what are you going to do, fellas? You were out there just having a good time. Thought you were out here fishing the tournament, catching a few fish. Somebody rolls up on you and says, hey, buddy, I don't care if your mama made this spot. Get missing. Kick rocks. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's listen in a little bit more.
Telling you that's the way it is on Lake Eufaula, and I'm Ryan Ingram.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my.
And I'm the fucking boss out here. You ain't the first one I'm run off, but I'll run some more off.
He said, you aren't the first one that I've run off. I've run off some more too. Wow. It gets serious out here in these fishing streets, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't care if your mama made the spot. Get out of here. He doesn't care if the guy was there before, after, or any of that. All right, so now, how would you handle that? And remember, guys, this is the person that you, hold on, where is he at? Where is he at? Here we go. This is you. This is you right here. How would you handle that? So we're going to spend a little bit of time in the chat because that is what I'm looking for. And that call-in link, guys. So if anybody wants to call in, and also what I always suggest is if you have a YouTube channel, hit the call-in link. I'll give your channel a shout out, bring you up for a minute or two. Set the timer, let you come and, speak your piece. Let us know what you think. How would you have handled this situation? All right, just bear with me. Dropping this call-in link again, guys, for anybody. I mean, I know sometimes you guys are a little shy. You don't really feel like talking. We'll see. We'll see if anybody wants to come up. But yeah, how would you handle that? So I'm going to hop into the comments real quick. Then we'll take a look at it again, guys. And also keep in mind, he did say a name. I don't know if any of you caught it, but keep in mind that the name that he said, the controversy that was also attached to this situation was that he said a name of somebody else. He did not give his name. He named somebody else, which is another crazy situation because just think if you may be at home minding your own business and somebody is out there causing problems like this and they're saying your name. And now you're getting phone calls and they're like, hey, man, I saw what you did to that kid out on the lake. I really don't like you anymore. It's like, oh, my goodness. So there's some layers to this one. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. If any of you heard that name, I was trying not to play it. But yeah, so the controversy with that was also that he may have said a name that was not the actual person that was there confronting the other fisherman. All right, so let's see. Let's hop back into the chat, guys. I want to see what you think. I want to see what you think. Who would have packed up and rolled out? How would you have handled it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So some of you guys know what this lake is. Okay, yeah, it says right there on the screen, Lake Eufaula. So some of you may be familiar. All right, so big shout out to Big Ivy. Oh my God. On the co-angler side, he said he came in with 12 pounds. Wait a minute. 26 ounces. Come on, Big Ivy. You can't have 12 pounds, 26 ounces. Maybe was that 12 pounds, 6 ounces? But anyway, shout out to Big Ivy for the win. Really, really appreciate you, hopping in here and letting us know. Always feel free to hop in here and let us know if you're fishing tournaments, guys, or if you maybe caught your PB, if you have tournaments coming up. You never know who else is watching. Sometimes you can find somebody that you can go out and fish the same lakes with. So yeah, always make sure you get active in the chat. And also, just want to double check my likes real quick. You guys treat me right on the likes. I mean, we're having some fun, guys. Okay. The likes are creeping up, guys, but they didn't really move that much. I still need about 7 or 8 more likes. When I get a few more likes, let's see. What was this next clip that we were going to take? Oh, yeah. I think you guys are going to know who this person is on this next clip. Oh, yeah. It's somebody you all know on this one. Some of you love him. Some of you hate him. So we're going to get into that too. All right, so let's see. Let's hop back into the chat. But big shout out to Big Ivy Fishing. He's out here doing his thing on the co-angler side. We have Jay Will reeling and chilling. Shout out to the Money Team. Really appreciate you for tuning in. He says, what's good? What's going on? Really appreciate you. All right, so let's see. What else are you guys talking about in the chat? Okay. All right. So I see a lot of you guys are in here, networking, talking to each other, which is always a good thing. And like I said, for you guys watching this on the replay, one of the things that you are missing is the activity that goes on in the chat. The chat itself is its own animal. We have people in here having their own back and forth debates and, exchanging of opinions on some of these topics. So it's always a good thing. Always a good thing. All right, let's see. So we got John Humphreys. Shout out to John Humphreys. He says, I had an older man roll up and ask and said, yes. Wait a second. He said, yes, please fish with me. Uh-oh. There we go. Look at that. He said, yes, please come and fish with me. I continued to pull out 5 to 6 fish before he said, F this and rolled out. Oh, no. Oh no, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I had an older man roll up and ask, and I said, yes, please. Okay, so you were already there. And he rolled up and asked you, and you said, yeah, come on in and fish with me. And as you continue to pull out fish, and I guess he wasn't catching anything. The heat was too much and he had to roll out. So yeah, you never know. And you never know when it's going to be the other way around, because in that clip that we just looked at, you saw your partner, Brian Latimer. He was out there, he pulled in, asked for permission, which was very sportsmanship, showed some good sportsmanship, but he proceeded to pull out a few fish. So I know that can be tough because fishing is a big mental thing too, guys. So when somebody's sitting there yanking them out of the water, you may not even be getting a bite. You're like, oh my goodness, what is going on today? How's this happening to me? All right, so let's see. All right, so big shout out to Barry Sabine King Celestine. Am I saying that right? But Barry the Sabine King. All right, big shout out to you. Says an example of a whole buzzard is Alton Jones Sr. fishing on the last day of the Sabine River Elite Series tournament in 2013. Oh my goodness. All right, so the Sabine King, he's like, hey, let's go back. We're going back 11 years on this one. He says Dean Rojas had some choice words. Wait a minute. Do I remember that one? I remember a situation with Dean Rojas, but yeah. Okay. All right. That was a good one. All right. So let's see. Shout out to Eat Squawk. All right. Giving Big Ivy his, giving him some congratulations. All right. Let's see. All right. So Big Ivy Fishing says rewind it. All right. So let's go ahead and watch it again, guys. You guys want to see how that situation took place. Once again, let me just get it queued up. Let me find it real quick. Actually, hold on just a second. All right. Yeah, because this one was very, very, this was a very interesting situation. But yeah, let's go ahead and listen in again and see exactly what went down. And in the chat, you are this person that is on the screen that is fishing. And I want to know how you would react to this other angler pulling in and having this nice conversation with you. Let's see.
What's your name? Hugh. Hugh, where you from? Texas. Texas. Yes, okay. Sir. What part of Texas? Conroe. Where's Conroe? North of Houston. Okay. How'd you do on the first day? Watched him fucking smash him right here. Yeah, the guy that led? Yeah, he fucking stole it from me. Do what? He stole it from me. Oh, there's, man. That's a pretty big spot, man. He found can I tell you something? I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, man. I think it's bullshit the way y'all pull in on people. I don't know this little guy over here, but that's bullshit. Y'all move. I tried pulling up on the spot. Well, I don't care. I'm just telling you. I'll do circles around you all day if you don't leave. And I don't know this guy, but I've watched him catch some, and that's bullshit. Sir. And you can tell everybody that Ryan...
All right. So yeah, so he shouts out a name once again that may not be the actual person. He may be saying somebody else's name. So just keep that in mind. But let's see. All right, so here we go. Let's finish listening to what he had to say.
Came up on you. So you can either leave or I'm gonna make your day hell. And go get fish reasonable space. I fished this spot yesterday. I don't give a shit if your mother made the spot. I'm just telling you that's the way it is on Lake Eufaula. And
that still gets me, guys. He said, I don't care if your mama made the spot. So he definitely doesn't care if that he was there fishing it the day before. He says, I don't care if your mama made the spot. All right. Let's listen in to see what else he had. Oh my goodness.
You ain't the first one I'm run off, but I'll run some more off.
Oh my goodness. All right, so there we go. I ran it back. So now I'm gonna hop into the chat. Let's hop in the chat and see what you guys had to say about this one. Yeah, let's hop back into the chat. All right, so let's see, guys. Let's see. Just trying to find my spot. Want to give a big shout out to the Money Team. Those are the guys with the badges next to their name. And also, that is what I call the members of the channel. So really appreciate you for tuning in, always getting active in the chat. If you are considering or thinking about supporting the channel, just click that join button down below. It'll give you some of the information that and the perks that kind of come along with it. One of which is you will have that badge next to your name, kind of makes you stand out during the live streams. And like our partner, Joe Winkler, big shout out to Joe Winkler. He says, start tying on a 1 ounce rattle trap. Oh my goodness, not with the hooks on it, and do some really long casting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Joe Winkler is saying, let a rattle trap talk to him. Let me introduce myself. They call me Rattle Trap. All right. Tim Gallagher says, oh, that was a drive-by. He hit him with a drive-by. But man, the guy is in a tournament. He kind of eases in on him, starts off with kind of a cordial conversation like, hey, bud, where you from? Are you catching any? How'd you do yesterday? And then from there proceeds to escalate. So yeah, he kind of snuck that in on him. That was kind of crazy. All right, so let's see what else you guys are talking about in here. All right, so John Humphrey says, is he hole sitting? Why is he running people out of there? What's going on here? What's going on? All right, so yeah, Tony says, click, click, boom. Uh-oh, what are you talking about, Tony? What is Tony talking about? All right, Texas Noop. Oh, yeah, over here in Texas. Oh, man, and the guy that's fishing on the boat, he said he's from Texas. So this is one of your Texas partners that's getting approached like this. But Texas Noop said, oh, nah, partner, not today. That's not how we handle things out here in Texas. You know, you come to Texas, that's going to be a little bit different. All right, so shout out to Lucky. Lucky says, let me see. Oh, my goodness. All right, Lucky had a little, like I told you guys, if you are not watching the live stream, the chat, this is the best chat on live stream. So you kind of saw what Lucky had to say. So they're in there mixing it up. They're mixing it up in the chat. But yeah, Tim Gallagher says, oh yeah, he hit him with the drive-by. He gave him a drive-by choice words. I guess that's what we'll call that one, a drive-by of words. Big Ivy says, no, he didn't say he's the boss. Shout out to the Money Team. Big Ivy said, no, he didn't say he's the boss of this lake. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he said. That is exactly what he said. He's the big boss around here, and he will run circles around him. Jay Willing and Chilling. Jay Will Reeling and Chilling says, I would have had to go Ish Monroe on him. Uh-oh. You're not going to hop in the boat on him, are you? All right, so let's see. Uh-oh. Dennis says, let me see. There's jerks on every lake. Man, okay. So does anybody agree with the person that rolled up to that driver? Does anybody agree with him? So, all right. So, guys, the call-in link is up. If you want to come up and speak your piece, you know, just hit that call-in link. We'll make sure you're cammed up. Make sure that your mic is good. And we'll listen to see what your thoughts are on this topic. All right. So, let me see. Ron Robinson says, tournament rules. Sportsmanship is one of them. That is right. But it doesn't seem like some of these rules are enforced nowadays, guys. You just never know. All right. So, let's see. Tim Gallagher says, hey, I would have just kept fishing. I would have just kept on fishing. All right, let's see. All right, Jason says, call your local game warden. They will charge him with harassment. I believe that is true. That is in a lot of law books, guys. So if you're out there on the lake, even if you're, fishing around docks and things like that, how some people just may claim an entire cove or something like that, you may want to look into that, because that is not a good deal for people to just come and, harass you and run you off. All right, Tim Gallagher says, talk is cheap. Uh-oh, Tony, what are you talking about? You keep some tungsten on you? Is that what you're referring to, Tony? You keep the tungsten. All right, let me see. JP Harrell says, I would tell him to go. Okay, all right. Let's see. What else are you guys talking about in here? All right, let's see. All right, let me see. And I do have another clip that I'm going to play for you guys in just a minute. But let's hop back into the poll. Like I said, we do keep this live and interactive. All right, so the poll that we put up was, have you ever asked another angler to fish the same area that they are already fishing? And we have 35% of you have said yes. And one of the things that I'm looking for in the comments, because I guess you don't want to come up and talk about it, but in the comments, just drop how you approach that situation. I mean, did you kind of do it the same way that Brian Latimer did? Or, what was that situation? All right, you guys are moving in the chat. So let me just try to get caught up real quick. Let's see, where were we at? All right, shout out to Black USC, checking back in once again. Says, I would not move. If he circled me, his lower unit would have hundreds of yards of braid line in it. Oh, man. Pretty interesting. Okay. All right. So somebody else said, introduce him to a rattle trap. The other one said, introduce him to some braid. Let some braid talk to that prop. That's kind of ugly. All right, Lucky says he should have taken his hat off and thrown it straight up in the air. Oh, Lucky is a comedian. All right, says that's the knuckle up, and here it comes the truth signal in Alabama. Oh, not the hat in the air trick. Calling all your friends. Everybody's gonna come swimming over there and help you out. They're like, oh my goodness, the signal has been thrown. All right. So Eat Squawk says that wasn't even his real name. So that is what I was saying, guys. So he did say a name of who he is and that he is the boss. But keep in mind, if you did catch the name, I tried to, stop it before he would say the name, because I do not think, from the controversy that did surround this issue, that was the name of the actual person that was involved in that situation. All right. So let's see. All right. So yeah, Big Ivy gave some clarification. He gave some clarification. It wasn't 12 pounds and 26 ounces. It was 12 pounds and 6 ounces. But hey, that still got him the win. Big shout out to Big Ivy out there doing his thing on the co-angler side of things. All right. So yeah, guys, when you see me or when you hear me laughing and you don't know what I'm laughing at, it's the chat. There's some things going on in this chat that you want to be aware of. So make sure, if you are just tuning in, welcome to the live stream, guys. We are live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you catch the live, because you can hop in the chat. If you want to hit the call-in link, I'll drop the call-in link again. See if anybody wants to come up. You've seen the topic and what we've been talking about. If you have any experiences or thoughts or opinions on anything that we've talked about, feel free to hop up here. There's always different, somebody may believe this side, somebody may believe the other side. So we get in here, mix it up a little bit. You never know. You may change what you think or not. You just never know. You never know. All right, let's see. So Jay Will, Reeling and Chilling, says, lucky not the Alabama Royale Rumble. Okay. All right. All right. So we have Barry the Sabine King says, what video is that? I want to watch the full video. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat. And what I do, guys, is the link for a lot of these videos. I'm not in the chat. I put those in the description. But that video, if you want to watch that full video, it is from, let me find this angler's name, Hugh C. Fishing. There we go, right there, guys. Can you see it? Hugh C. Fishing. All right. So that was from Lake Eufaula. Lake Eufaula, guys. All right. So let's see. Let's see what else you guys are talking about in here. All right. So Eat Squawk is like, oh shoot, she's not no pushover. She says that's why we carry a big tungsten weight with us. All right, with some braid on it. All right. All right. So the other thing I was looking for to see if anybody agreed with the boater from this perspective, what we just talked about, because I have a twist. I have a twist that I'm going to put on this for you guys. All right. So let's see. Lucky says, after he said something about mama, oh yeah, hat is off and up and it's stuck. No retreat and no surrender. Okay. He said, I don't care if your mama made the spot. Man, that was a tough one right there. I haven't heard that one before. I might have to use that in a different situation. I kind of like that one. All right, so let's see. Mark Fields. Let's see. Okay, Mark Fields. Mark Fields had a little something to say. Okay. All right, Mark is getting busy in there. All right, Lucky says, I bet that guy running off boaters gets his whole house. Okay, all right. Let's see. Tony said, in case of emergency, break glass. All right. I'm just looking to see what else you guys are saying in here. Jay Will, reeling is chilling. Big shout out to the Money Team. Really appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Says he would have had to put a wrap on that boat. Next time I seen him, it would have been on site. Oh my goodness. John Humphrey says, I own this lake. I'm the boss. I'm the boss of this lake. All right, let's see. All right, guys. Looks like let's see. Real Talk Bassin says, are there not rules in play that say you cannot hinder another angler? Yes, there are. But the problem is, when and where are the rules enforced? How do you do that? And is it always done? All right. Let's see. All right. So now let's take a look at another clip. Now, this is someone, like I was saying before, that I know a lot of you know. Some of you love him. Some of you hate him. I think hate is a strong word, but we're all out here having some fun. We all have our favorites. We all have our favorites, guys. All right, so here we go. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this one right here, guys. All right, so what I'm doing is just sharing my screen, so just bear with me, guys. This is a live show. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern is when we get together and do this thing live. So I really appreciate everybody for taking the time to tune in and, get active in the chat. All right, so now let's take a look. Now, the comments on this video, a lot of them are saying, hey, this is how it should be done. This is how you handle that situation. All right, let's take a listen in. And if you know who this is, wait a minute, did I give it away already? All right, if you know who this is, drop the name in the chat.
What's going on? Good. I caught him here first day. You care if I slide in one side of you?
Asked.
Remember, I might need it one day. I understand that, sir.
All right. Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said? He said, yeah, come on in. But remember, I might need the same thing one day. And he said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. See that? I mean, that's kind of how you do it. Big shout out to Black USC. That's Ben Milliken. Yes, sir. That is Ben Millikens. That's the Millikens out there doing his thing on Lake Eufaula. Shout out to the Money Team. We have Joe Winkler checking in, hitting us up with the Ben Milliken. Yes, that is Ben Milliken. So yeah, he was out there doing his thing. And also, let's see, just take a quick look at this.
20th?
He asked him what place he's in. He's in 20th place.
What's that?
Come on in there.
All right.
He said, come
I
on in.
appreciate it.
What's your name?
Ben Milliken.
That's how you can make some friends out there on these lakes.
Catch
You
a lot
just-
of whites.
No, I haven't got one yet.
Caught like 10 here the other day and a bunch of hybrids too. I'm one of the owners of Sixth Sense. I think you know one of my buddies, Knox Hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Got other holes to go to or not?
I'll do in a little while here, I think, but I'm probably going to be jumping brush piles the rest of the day after this. Maybe sooner than I wanted to, it looks like. Bet you?
It's not bad.
Gotcha.
It's very little, tiny size.
Wham. He eased on in there. He said, hey, partner, can I ease on in here? You know, I'm in 20th place. I was catching some fish here. He was like, come on in. Come on in. But hey, remember, I might need this same favor someday in the future. So yeah, I mean, they're out there making friends, guys. Like I said, when you're fishing on a different level, your mindset may be a little different. For me, you know, I'm out here, you know, I'm just enjoying the scenery and stuff like that. I mean, if I'm out there with a friend and see him in the distance, I may ease up on him and be like, hey man, let's see who can catch a fish first, something like that. But yeah, in a tournament situation, I've never actually pulled up and asked somebody. But like I saw in the poll, some of you guys have done that. So very, very interesting. All right, guys. So nobody's hitting the call-in link. So let's hop back into the chat real quick and just double check one more thing. All right. So yeah, let's hop into the chat. See what you guys have to say. See what you have to say. Want to give a big shout out to, we had a sponsor. Special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Stephen Evans. All right. So really appreciate that. He did gift a membership. So if you received that membership, make sure you thank him. Make sure you let him know that, you know, you're appreciative of him gifting that membership. All right, so let's see. Eat Squawk said, oh, yeah, that's Ben's voice. Oh, yeah, everybody knows that's the Milliken. That's Milliken checking in. All right, so Lucky says, Milliken doing the Bass Electric slide. Okay, yeah, he slid right in there and started catching a few fish. He kind of did his thing on Let You Follow. All right, so Neil Conrad said, if you zoom in on the video, you can see a guy in the boat. Looks like he has a prosthetic leg. Maybe he's a wounded vet. Okay, well, yeah, shout out to the vets. Shout out to the vets, man. They got to get out there and set the hook too. I mean, that need to set that hook does not go away. Even if you just have one leg, man, you still got to get out there and do your thing. All right, so yeah, Michael says that's Big Ben. All right, he also says he's a goat in training. All right. All right, and shout out to Joe Winkler, member of the Money Team. He says he's talking to the Phoenix Boats the Phoenix Boat owner. That is true. So, hey, guys, you never know who you're going to run into when you're out here on these lakes. So, I mean, it may pay. It may pay to be courteous. You never know what type of contacts you may meet out here. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, some people do their business meetings on the golf course. Others, like us, we do ours out on the lake. I have somebody I need to take out to the lake once or twice and have, you know, a few conversations with them, see if we can network on some things. All right, so Michael, okay, so shout out to Michael. Looks like he is a Milliken fan. He says he's the definition of a true pro. Oh yeah, he's been around for a while. He's definitely doing his thing on the YouTube scene. All right, Lucky says keyword is I'm in 20th place. You got to say 20th or lower, and they let you use the Bass Honey Hole. Okay, all right. Okay, so if I'm able to get that 20th or lower, you know, I may be able to ease on in there. But like, hey, buddy, can I catch a fish or two with you? All right, Lucky giving us the inside scoop. All right, let's see. All right. I see some more comments in here. All right, guys. So I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Just wanted to make this one kind of a quick in and out session tonight. Nobody wanted to call in, which is all right. You know, it's kind of been a slow day today for me. But yeah, I got to get back out there on the lake. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. We have some live events that are going to be coming up, live events out on the water. Make sure you go and search Money Bass Battle of the Anglers. The most recent one that we did was on Lake Logan Martin. We have some on Lake Lanier also. But yeah, check out the one on Logan Martin. I think you guys will like that. Battle of the Anglers on YouTube. So search Money Bass Battle of the Anglers. And if you make it over there to check it out, drop a comment in the comment section, just so I can know that you came from this live stream, and I'll hit you back. I'll send you a comment back, guys. All right, so really appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, just checking the comments again real quick. All right, so yeah, really appreciate everybody for tuning in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys tune in and catch us on the live. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Got to give a big shout out to Don. What's going on? He says, late to join the party, but I'm here. He says, hi, guys. What's going on? Really appreciate you for tuning in. And on the way out, let me give another big shout out to the Money Team. We had Joe Winkler and the Money Team in the live stream. All right, guys, make sure you tune in next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will see you guys then.